And this time we have Paddington 2. And if you haven't seen the first film, you're really missing out. My name is Brennan Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my opinion/review for Paddington 2. I really do appreciate it, but before we get into the review, help your boy out by clicking that subscribe button. Also click the bell so you can be notified when I make uploads, and also give me that thumbs up. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. Now this one is Paddington 2. The first one came out in 2014, directed by Paul King in 2014, and the sequel right now is directed by Paul King as well. And like I said in my intro, if you haven't seen the first Paddington, seriously, you are doing yourself a disservice. I love that film. It was freaking fantastic. I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10. And of course, I'll give you my rating of Paddington 2 at the end of this video. Now, Paddington is based off of a book. The creator is Michael Bond. He started writing it in 1956, and the first book came out in 1958, 2 years later. It's very, very popular all around the world. Books have sold over 35 million copies. It was also a TV series that ran from like 1976 to 1987. Very, very popular from what I've read. I wasn't a big fan of Paddington. I really only heard of the character of the book of the TV series. I mean, I've heard of it before, but it just really wasn't on my radar. But when I went to go see the original in 2014, the original movie, it was just really something special about it. I went in not knowing much, and it really just blew me away. I was very, very surprised. And so when I was going into Paddington 2, I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, I went to the first one with lower expectations and I was blown away. But now that I have high expectations, you know, how am I going to feel when I'm coming out? And I feel pretty much the same coming out of Paddington 2 that I came in Paddington 1. I mean, this little bear is just freaking amazing. I love this bear. If you had to just describe Paddington in one word, and that would be adorable. I mean, you can explain it many other ways, but you know, adorable is the one thing, the one word that I would describe to take this bear away. He's being voiced by Ben Whishaw in the first one and the second one, and that just is great voice acting in my opinion. That's very important, because if you do get the wrong voice actor, I mean, that could dilute the whole character. It could dilute the whole series or the whole picture. So, you know, great job of picking him in the original movie and of him today. And like I said, like Paddington, the character, this movie picks up right where the second one, this one picks up right where the first one leaves off. And Paddington has now found a family with the Browns family in his London home, and he is going around. He has his mother, or his Aunt Lucy, that is a bear back in the jungle that is turning 100 years old, and he wants to buy the best gift that he can for her to show how much he loves and appreciates her. But you know, he comes into a hurdle, a speed bump, and things are just not going the exact way that he wants, to where he doesn't have enough money to get this book. But the story comes in is because this book is not just a book. It has a lot of dark secrets in it and can reveal a lot of things, and there may be more than one person other than Paddington that wants to get their hands on this book. And that's where we have the story. That's where we have the adventure. That's where we have the plot. It is very simple. Kind of towards the very first 15 to 20 minutes of the film, I was saying, okay, man, this is like extremely simple, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I was wanting a little bit more. But as the film goes on, there were just kind of more layers and layers and layers, and it ended up not being as predictable as I thought it would be, which is one of the main reasons why I did enjoy this film. And something that a lot of films can fail at in their storytelling is if there is a MacGuffin in the film and a certain character or a group of people have to go through a number of steps, let's just say 10, it can get really boring if you had to see that person, a group of people, go through each individual step. Because after you get past the second one, you're kind of like, okay, man, we got to sit through this, you know, 8 more times. But that is not like the case with Paddington, and that just kind of, you know, goes to the writing. So they did a great job there, and they only focused on the points that were very beneficial to the story and didn't go through that little beat by beat to where you're getting bored and where you're just kind of looking at your watch. Okay, man, we got 8 more to go, 5 more to go. They really knew how to keep everything well balanced. And, you know, it had a nice pacing there. There is more marmalade in this movie. That is the little jam juice stuff that Paddington makes, and he makes these sandwiches. And that is just one of the key aspects of his character. I've never had marmalade before, but like after watching this movie, I really do want to have marmalade. And it's just really, there's not much more to say about it, is that this movie is just a really sweet, innocent movie, and Paddington is just like a really sweet and innocent character. I mean, he's the type of character to where before you knew him, you didn't think you would need him in your life, but once you do, you could not go a moment without having, you know, having Paddington in your life. Or just like remember when you was just growing up in school or whatever, and you had your best friend or you had a crush or something like that. Some of the things that you would look forward to each day is running into that friend at school, or that friend or that person you have a crush on at work, or anything like that. And if they was out that day or they was sick, I mean, your day was kind of like down, like, oh man, I was really looking forward to seeing this person today. That's kind of how it is with Paddington. If he is not in your daily routine, I mean, your day won't be as good, because he's just that driving force, that bright light, you know, that shining beacon that just, you know, enlightens your whole day. And that's just kind of how I felt when I was watching this movie. The thing is freaking hilarious. The movie is self-aware. I love the fact that everybody in this movie, every character involved, is not freaking out that this is a talking bear. They're able to incorporate that into this movie very well, to where he is a talking bear, but you know, it just seems like another normal person, but he's still acknowledged as a bear. You know, they don't look at him as a person. They look at him as a little bear running around, but it's just like no big deal. And I really do like that. I mean, that's just something that could, you know, fall on his face if other people had to deal with this source material. But no, there was not an issue here, and they did a great job with it. And I mean, I love the film. I gave the first film a 9.5 out of 10. If I had to rate Paddington 2 out of a 1 out of 10, I wouldn't give it a 9.5 out of 10. I would give it a 9 out of a 10. Yes, a 9 out of a 10. I really did enjoy it, but it's still just what, I mean, the first one I was just, you know, giddy. This one I was too, but I liked the first one just slightly a bit more. But guys, that's just my opinion. Have you seen Paddington 2, or do you want to see it? Have I turned you on? Have I turned you off? Do you agree with me, or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. If you like this video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up, and if you don't, that's fine. Also, subscribe to my channel. Go to my website, check me out there, bookmark it, and also look me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's right there at the bottom of your screen, and there's a description box for all that good stuff down in the description box below. And guys, it will really help me out if you like my Facebook page. Just give me a like. It'll really help me out. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my opinion/review for Paddington. I really do appreciate it. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.